Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vaishnava Bhakta Vrinda Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Jaya Gauranita, 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 Jaya Gauranita. Jaya Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Krishna Balaram, Jaya Vrindavanadham. Jaya Lalita Visakha, Jaya Radha Lalita Visakha, Jaya Radha. Nitai Gaura Hari Hari Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Srila Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Srila Gurudev. नित्यला प्रविष्टा जयं विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शतश्री श्रीमद् AC भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी जगद्गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव भक्त वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। जय श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ षड गोसाई प्रभुगण की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री भासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। जय श्री श्री वृंदावन मथुरा धाम की जय। जय श्री श्री नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। जय श्री श्री पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। जय श्री श्री द्वारका धाम की जय। श्री श्री अयोध्या धाम की जय। श्री श्री बद्रिका धाम की जय। कृष्ण भक्ति पदायनी वृंदा देवी श्री तुलसी महारानी की जय। श्री श्री भक्ति देवी की जय। श्री श्री गंगा मैया जमुना मैया की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी बाहुड़ा महामहोत्सव की जय। ऑल गोइज टू assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा। ऑल गोइज टू assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा। ऑल गोइज टू assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा। ऑल गोइज टू श्री गुरु गौरांग श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। Hare Krishna. So today we are celebrating a very auspicious day where Lord Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra Maharani with Sudarshan, they are going to return back from Gundicha temple to Sri Mandir, Jagannath Puri Mandir. So in Jagannath Puri it will be grand gathering today, lakhs of people will come, and here also I think for the first time here in our this Gosala, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra also living to that our Jagannath temple. So part of the Bhagavatam class I will be telling about that today's verse, and also part of it I will try to speak something about Bahuda Dasami. It is called Bahuda Dasami. Bahuda means return. So first of all I would like to seek the blessings of all the assembled Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis, and also those who are watching online. I have no qualification, though this subject matter which was told me to speak about, practically I don't have any of these qualities. So obviously without any proper realization, what I can do is I can just repeat whatever I heard or read from the superiors and different Vaishnava acharyas, and if any shortcomings and mistakes, kindly forgive me and correct it. So today we are going to read text number 32, 11th canto, chapter 3. Text number 32. It is entitled Liberation from the Illusory Energy. So kindly repeat after me. Kvachit rudantyachyuta chintaya kvachit hasanti nandanti badante alaukikaha nrityanti gayante anusilayante ajam bhavanti tusnim parametani britaha kvachid rudante achyuta chintaya kvachid hasanti nandanti badante alokikaha nrityanti gayante anusilayante ajam bhavanti tusnim parametta nibritaha kvachit rudante achyuta chintaya kvachit hasanti nandanti badante alaukikaha nrityanti gayante anusilanante ajam bhavanti tusnim parameta nibritaha kvachid rudante achyuta chintaya kvachid hasanti nandanti badante alaukikaha nrityanti gayante anusilyante ajam bhavanti tusnim paramameta nibritaha kvachid amanantya achyuta chintaya kvachid hasanti nandanti badante alaukikaha nrityanti gayante anusilyante ajam bhavanti tusnim paramaheta nibrita. Mataji. Kvachid rudante achyuta chintaya kvachid hasanti nindanti badante alaukikaha nrityanti gayante anusilayante ajam bhavanti tusnim parameta nibritaha. Word to word meaning. Kvachit, sometimes. Rudanti, they cry. Achyuta, of the infallible Supreme Lord. Chintaya, by the thought. Kvachit, sometimes. Hasanti, they laugh. Nandanti, take great pleasure. Badanti, speak. Alaukikaha, acting amazingly. Nrityanti, they dance. Gayanti, sing. Anusilayanti, and imitate. Ajam, they unborn. Bhavanti, they become. Tusnim, silent. Param, the supreme. Etya, obtaining. Nibritaha, freed from distress. Translation and purport by the followers of Radha Charan Prabhu Bhaktivedanta Swami Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki. Translation. Having achieved love of Godhead, the devotees sometimes cry out loud absorbed in thought of the infallible Lord. Sometimes they laugh, feel great pleasure, speak out loud to the Lord, dance or sing. Such devotees, having transcended material conditioned life, sometimes imitate the unborn Supreme by acting out his pastimes, and sometimes achieving his personal audience, they remain peaceful and silent. Purport. Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has explained the symptoms of love of Godhead. Rudanti, the devotees cry, thinking, another day has passed and still I could not obtain Krishna. Then what will I do? Where will I go? From whom shall I inquire? And who can possibly help me reach Krishna? Hasanti, it is late at night, the sky is dark, and Krishna is determined to steal from the house of one of the elderly gopis. He is hiding underneath a tree in the corner of the courtyard belonging to one of the cowherd men. Although Krishna thinks that he is completely concealed, he suddenly hears a voice from one of the elderly members of the family. Who are you there? Who are you? I say. Thus Krishna has been caught, and he begins to flee the courtyard. When this humorous scene is revealed to the devotee begins to laugh heartily. Nandanti, when Krishna actually reveals his transcendental form to the devotee experiences the highest transcendental bliss. Badanti, the devotee says to the Lord, O Krishna, after so many days I have finally achieved you. When all of the devotees' senses are absorbed in Sri Krishna, the devotee has successfully transcended the material condition of life. This is indicated by the word Alaukikaha. Alaukikaha, or the transcendental platform, is explained by the Lord in Bhagavad Gita 14:26. Mam cha abhyavicharena bhakti yogane sevate sagunan samasityayena brahma bhoyaya kalpate. One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstance, at once transcends the mode of material nature and thus comes to the level of Brahman. According to Srila Sridhar Swami, Ajam Harim Anusilyanti Tat Lilam Abhinayanti. Abhinayanti indicates that out of extreme ecstasy, the devotees sometimes imitate or act out of pastime of the Supreme Lord. This ecstatic symptom was manifested by the gopis in Vrindavan during Krishna's absence. In the 21st verse of this chapter, it was stated that one who has understood that there is no happiness either on earth or in material heaven just surrender at the lotus feet of the bona fide spiritual master. Tasmad Gurum Prapadyante Jigyasuhu Shreyottamam. The following verses gave many detailed instructions regarding the activities of a bona fide disciple. Now this verse is describing the mature fruit of devotional service, namely pure love of Godhead. Everyone has the opportunity to come to this platform of transcendental bliss by taking the dust of the lotus feet of Krishna's representative on his head. One should give up the mentality of envy and false prestige and humbly take shelter of the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The spiritual master is to be considered the incarnation of Lord's mercy. There is absolutely no doubt that a sincere soul who serves a bona fide spiritual master will achieve the highest perfection of life, Shreya Uttamam. He will enjoy eternal bliss and knowledge in the personal abode of the Lord. Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjana Salakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Jena Bhutale स्वयं रूपः कदमह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुन् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपीकांत राधा कांत नमस्तुते तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी बसवानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यः च पतितनं पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम पदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नामने गौरतसी नमः जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयति गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदिनतारिणं श्रीपरमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्य ईश्वरम्। Hare Krishna. So, all of you have been hearing a very important topic entitled Liberation from the Illusory Energy. So, I have to speak about the written Bahuda also. So, I'll briefly try to summarize whatever I understood. So, till now, from the 21st verse onwards, 21st to 31st verse, this, like Paramatma was mentioning yesterday, so it has been described how a bona fide disciple should accept a Sadguru, the spiritual master, and under his guidance, how he has to practice pure devotional service. And many qualifications of the disciples you have heard, I am not going to repeat all of them, like Saucham and Tapasya, Titiksha, Brahmacharya, Swadhyaya, all these qualities you have heard already. Arjavam, Ahimsa, equanimity. See, unless these qualities are there, one cannot reach this stage which this sloka today we heard. So, the level of, at the stage of love of God, and that is Krishna Prem. So, we are discussing the highest level. The disciple has already transcended all the tests, he has passed and come to the level of love of Godhead. So, as Prabhuji was mentioning yesterday, and it is mentioned earlier in these words, that the Lord wants to give Himself to the devotees, the disciple. When the disciple, without any duplicity, without any crookedness, Maharaj is very nicely explaining, we have a slight amount of duplicity in our heart, it's very difficult. So let us see these symptoms which we have read today. There are many symptoms are described, like Kvachit means sometimes, Rudante means crying. So today is the day when Lord Chaitanya used to cry in front of Lord Jagannath chariot in the Rath Yatra, So that is the main mood of Lord Chaitanya, isn't it? So, but unless one has that attachment for Krishna, it is not possible to cry. One may laugh, one may tell many other glorify, but to cry for somebody, one need to have real deep attachment is required. You are getting the point? Just like a child, he is so attached to the mother, we are giving injection to the child, who is crying? Child is crying, but the mother is also crying because of deep attachment. So there are many other examples. So similarly, in these words, we say, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, he is saying Rudanti, and the purport, the followers of Prabhupada, they said the devotees cry thinking another day has passed, still I could not get Krishna. So this description is there also in Nectar of Devotion. Can you guess where it is mentioned. These are the 9 symptoms of Bhava Bhakti. Shanti Abhyartha Kalatvam, Viraktir Manasunyata, then Asavanda Samutkantha, Namagane Sadaruchi, then Asakti Tad Gunakhyane, Priti Tad Basit. These are the 9 symptoms of Bhava Bhakti. So one of the symptom is Abhyartha Kalatvam. A devotee will not like to even spend a second without Krishna conscious activities. That is the meaning. So then we can understand he is at that stage. Of course, in our day-to-day practice, we are doing sadhana bhakti. What is the goal of sadhana bhakti? Is to get bhava bhakti. And from bhava bhakti, you can move to prema bhakti. So these symptoms which we are discussing today, not necessarily one will get at the stage of bhava. Even before, some of the symptoms are also noted. Just like the sun is rising in the sky. So before the sun rises, the sun is not still visible. We call it dawn. Na? So still the light is seen. That means the sky is bright. Or in other words, if you go towards the tree and before reaching the tree, the shade is there. So we can take shelter of the shade. In other words, when the scorching sun light is there, one is moving by aeroplane or by you can say any vehicle. So before reaching the sun also the heat we can feel. Similarly, even though one has not reached the prema stage, even at the bhava stage, many of these symptoms are seen. This is also one example of avyartha kalatvam. So here they say, Radharani was singing very piteously, Kahan jaun, kahan paun, Brajendananda. So Radharani was so, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is crying in the mood of Radharani. Where is Krishna? Where is Krishna? It is very nicely described towards the end in the Antya Leela. Last, I think, 6-7 chapters, they are totally dedicated to the ecstatic bodily transformation of Mahaprabhu. What are his different moods? We are going to little bit enlighten on that also, if time permits. So, as the 9, Prahlad Maharaj also says, the 9 processes, Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam. So gradually, as one hears more, one can speak and then Smaranam comes, and intense Smaranam, without any break. So then, when one will reach that stage, Nirantar, never forget Krishna. It is a practice, basically, everything can be done. We see our Srila Prabhupada, he says, there is a moment I have forgotten Krishna. Isn't it? So similarly, we are Prabhupada Anugas, Rupa Anugas. So we are also trying to learn from Prabhupada, imbibe those transcendental qualities. And gradually, our absorption should be more and more. So then the bhava will come. So unless there is intense remembrance, the bhava will not come. So the essence of all the bhakti, one may be doing chanting, one may be doing lot of services, one may be attending Bhagavatam class, that is routine, that is official. But Mahaprabhu says, go ahead, go beyond that. Raya Ramananda, while he was describing Varnashram, and then Karma Misra, Jnana Misra, gradually. So there he says, just like Srila Prabhupada, he went to the Western world. There they had no idea, they were totally submerged with the sinful activities. And what Prabhupada did, like Prabhuji was mentioning, from the heart, a devotee can transfer that bhakti to a fallen conditioned soul. Very nicely he was explaining, it really touched my heart. So only a bhakta can give that bhakti. So who is more important, Krishna or a bhakta? Obviously bhakta is, of course, bhakta can give Krishna, but Krishna cannot give himself. So that way, a bhakta is even greater than Krishna. So like that, so in our sadhaka stage, as we know, Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya and Anartha Nivritti. Most of us, we are stuck at the stage of Anartha Nivritti. So unless we surpass this Anartha Nivritti, not only Anartha Nivritti, Nishtha and Asakti, Asakti or Ruchi stage, then these symptoms may come. Not before that. So many people, they keep asking, Prabhuji, we are chanting, you are telling in the class, we are reading in the books, why tears are not coming in my eyes, why ecstasies are not happening, Ashtasati Vikar, why it is not happening? Obviously, anarthas are there. So Rupa Goswami also says the same thing in Nectar of Devotion. So then, we see, let us see, analyze how this bhava leads to different symptoms, because we are going to discuss various words like say rudyanti, hasanti, nandanti, badyanti. So all these different symptoms are described. So once this, as I said, what is sadhana? We don't think sadhana means only just complete the routine 16 rounds and stay at there. No, unless until that vichar, that pure thoughts and that pure bhavana, good bhavana, that has to come in the heart. See, what is the difference between a Kanishta Adhikari and a Madhyam Adhikari? Kanishta Adhikari, like the new yellow kapda wale. So what they think? Just we have been told by authority to chant 16 rounds, follow the regulative principles, do morning sadhana, that's all right. But then Rupa Goswami says that is not enough. You have to go beyond that. Unless you have achieved the goal is prema, of course, and the beginning stage of prema is bhava, and this bhava, and that bhavana has to come in the heart. You have to check. We are doing sadhana, but bhavana is not coming. That Suddha Vichar is not coming. That means there is something wrong in our sadhana. So unless we work on that, we may be practicing for so many years and we will not get the fruit. So today's verse is, what is that? That is the fruit of the pure love of Godhead. So, see, this is one important thing. So for that, what we have to take care is the mind should be fully absorbed, as I mentioned. And this thing, one nice example is given by Lord Kapil Dev to Devahuti in the 3rd canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. He says, just like Mother Ganga, very fluently, you can say, the flow of Ganga is very heavy, it is very fast, unlike Jamuna and other rivers. And the current is very fast. So, and the moment it reaches the sea, the current no more stays, it becomes calm. So the devotee who is practicing sadhaka, mind may be pulling us very fast, here, there. So suppose we are chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. So you observe during your 16 rounds how many thoughts are coming to our mind continuously, and they are not of same quality. Different thoughts are coming. Sometimes we are thinking, okay, my Krishna is very dear to me, he will definitely do favor to me. The very next moment, we say, oh, we are very far from Krishna, we may not get the mercy of Krishna. So it keeps on changing. It's not a monotonous, it's not a stereotype. It keeps a very dynamic process. So this is where the devotee has to work. That's why the spiritual master, what he does is, he understands the mood of the devotee, the disciple. That is, what is the sobhava, what is the nature of the soul. Unless that particular sobhava or nature is imbibed, or the particular service according to the sobhava is giving to the disciple, it won't last long. You are getting my point? Means one is going to fail. One devotee was sharing, he was very advanced devotee. He was in a good post in the temple. He was a brahmachari in saffron, and he was telling, he was a medical man, of course, I heard from him, that he was telling, even after practicing, his mind was like very turbulent. So what we do? If still mind is not listening us, what we will do? We will increase our sadhana, we will increase the number of rounds, we will do some fasting, especially Ekadashi days, do Nirjala, and our Prabhuji, he does all nights, his Ekadashi, Ratri Ujagaran. I know Prabhuji very well. So many austerities they do, still mind is not listening. It happens. Even on Ekadashi day, we have seen devotees commit, they break rules. Isn't it? It's not very uncommon. So as a sadhaka, you have to be very careful that then what to do if mind is not listening. So there are various ways, of course. So he was sharing, he didn't sleep for two days. He was continuously chanting, reading, chanting. Though he was dozing, but still he was trying. And the end, still he could not. Then what Shastra says? Sam Dam Dand Bhed. Sam means what? Give some pleasure to the mind. And Dam means some gifts. Give some prasadam. Okay, you want some prasadam? Take it. Be pacified. Still not responding. Still mind is going here, there. Then Bhed. What is Bhed? Bhed means the enemy is there and we know where from the enemy is getting the strength. So we cut down that strength, so enemy becomes weak. Just like the Britishers, they came to India. They found there is a very good relation among the kings and the different diplomats, not many, I mean to say, these scholarly people. So what they did, the Britishers, they broke their, that is called Bhed. They created Bhed. That is how the Indian, the strength reduced. Of course, they attacked the education system, they wiped out Bhagavatam and all these things that is there. So then, if still the mind doesn't get pacified, the last option is Dand. Give punishment. So, Sam, Dam, Bhed and Dand. So this is what is to be done. The last year, that means rigidly one has to follow the Ekadashi and all, means Nirjala, whatever like this Prabhuji was doing. And still mind is not, it is not within our control, then last option is to go to a superior or tell everything to our Guru Maharaj. This is what is happening. I am surrendering. Please give me some seva. So be an assistant, stay some time for with Guru Maharaj. Then he will give danda. Danda. Then slowly one rectification can be done. So that is how the sadhana, that is Krishna also says in 12th chapter, 9th verse. He says, Ata chittam samadhatum na saknosi mai sthiram abhyasa yogena tato mam itsaptum dhananjaya. He is saying, the first he says, fix your mind and intelligence in me. You cannot do that, follow the regulative. This is sadhana bhakti. That is what Krishna is telling, the same thing, what I described just now. So, unless we do this, there is no question of bhava. So we have to first prepare ourselves. Every one of us can achieve this stage. Rudanti, Hasanti, Gayanti, Nrityanti, Nindanti, all these stages. Unless we are there, what is the point in listening all these things? So first let us prepare how to think of going to that stage, then we will understand one by one. Oh, 20 minutes. So that is what. So how long? So then Krishna says, you fix your mind and then jogena. Jogena means by bhakti yoga, by sadhan bhakti, and just cultivate the desire to get me. Unless, see, we are doing sadhana. In our heart, if there is no craze, there is no strong desire to get Krishna in this very life, then our sadhana is not proper. We may be doing for many days. And it happens. People, they ask, what to do, Prabhu? Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? They keep on, So, but that means they are Kanishta Adhikaris. The Kanishta Adhikari, they don't give any importance to this bhavana, to this, I mean to say, Suddha Vichar and Bhavana. You understand? This is, from there the bhava, we can enter the bhava stage. So that can be cultivated, it's not impossible. So then, once that vichar comes and that bhavana, pure thoughts come, then that is called sattva. According to Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he described it is called sattva. We call it Ashta Sattik Vikar. So where from it comes? The sattva word, it is nothing but the Suddha Vichar and the Bhavana. That's why Prabhupada kept this Krishna consciousness. The more ultimate thing is the consciousness. Everything is revolving around that, all our sadhana and everything. So once that sattva, that is a strong, very nice desire and vichar, then what will happen? Then this sattva, it is a little technical, try to understand how this mood of dancing, crying, singing, we should not be morose that it is only happening with Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And it was happening with Srila Prabhupada. Like Prabhupada once, he was singing Jai Radha Madhav, he became unconscious in Gorakhpur. So many examples we see. So Rupa Goswami says, this is how one can reach that stage. So once that sattva, it comes under shelter of pranavayu. There are 10 pranavayus, 5 major, 5 minor. So life air. So once it comes under shelter, the life air get agitated. And that life air, what it does is, it agitates the 5 elements, that is earth, water, air, fire and ether. So these 5 elements, that causes the bodily actions. So that is called Anubhava. What is it called? Anubhava. Anubhava and Vyabhichari Bhava. There are two. Anubhava means external, and Vyabhichari Bhava is all internal. It's all there in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. You can read it. I was just going through quickly, didn't have much time. So Anubhava is again of two types. One is Sita. Sita means there is no bodily bodily movements, only mental. All are internal. So I'll just give you the outline. One is Sita, that means it is, one is Sepana. Sepana means there is some bodily activities. So like trembling of the body, voice become faltering. So in Nectar of Devotion, in 5 minutes I will try to finish. So it is described, there are 14, 15, this type of things have been described like Nrityam. Nrityam means, what is it? Nrityam means dance. It is Sepana or it is Sita. There is bodily activity, so it is Sepana. So in that, one time Lord Krishna was playing the flute, and Ganeshji, he was so enamored. The Venu Geet, we see there are 20 verses in 10th canto. There it is described also. So Ganeshji started playing the Damburu, Dindibi. So then Lord Shiva, he was so stunned that he started dancing. This is one example of Anubhava. And Rupa Goswami gives the second example, and it is called Biluthitam. Biluthitam means, luthit means rolling on the ground. Akrurji, when he came to Vrindavan, he saw the footprints of Krishna. He started rolling. Tears were flowing from his eyes. He jumped from the chariot. He started rolling. So these are the examples of Anubhava. That is Bhava. Bhava Bhakti. So another time, Srimati Radharani, while she had the smell of garland of Krishna, Lord Krishna, she was so much ecstatic. The symptoms came in her heart that she started rolling on a very rough surface. Her body, soft body, became bruised. Blood started coming out of it. So there are, Rupa Goswami gives this example. Then the third one, he says, Geetam, in singing. We sing everyday kirtan. Sometimes we see some of the singers, they could elevate the Prabhu said, touch their heart. And people start literally dancing automatically. And they feel in their heart, this kirtan is definitely proper. When one heartily sings for Krishna, not for the audience, not for his taking the credit, it's very difficult to sing for Krishna unless one is at that stage. These things, at least I don't have any experience. Many good devotees are there. So one time, Srimati Radharani, she was sitting with her Sakhis, and she suddenly compiled a new song for Krishna, and she started singing. What is the favorite raga for Radharani? It is Meghamallara. So in that raga, Radharani started singing. So all other Sakhis, they become stunned. So stunned means when as I said, the live air, it touches the earth, it becomes stunned. Okay, that is called stamba, stun. And the stones started melting. These are the examples given by Rupa Goswami. And another is Krosana. Krosana means shouting very loudly. Hare Krishna! So many sleeping people, they get awake out. So this is what we do. So Narad Muni, he was also loudly chanting Hare Krishna one time. So what happened? Narad Muni is a pure devotee. So one hears once from the pure devotee's mouth, one cannot stop. He automatically keeps chanting. It is mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Uttam Adhikari means just by his presence, one will feel to chant the holy name. So Narad Muni, he loudly chanted, and all the demons who were around, they thought, oh, Nrsimhadev has appeared. So they fled away and they are hiding somewhere. And all the devotees, they are feeling very blissful. So this is one example of Krosana. And Srimati Radharani also one time, she was hearing the flute of Krishna, and she is telling, and she started crying. How Radharani cries? Which bird it resembles? Krurari. There is like a female, very loud cry. That is called Krurari bird. And then Tanu Manantam, Munantam. Tanu Manantam means one time Narad Muni, he heard this flute of Krishna, and his bodies become elongated, and that genuine, that sacred thread Narad Muni was wearing, it was so long, it got broken. Normally sacred thread is very difficult to break, but it was so strong, the body got elongated out of ecstasy. So another example is like Chaitanya Charitamrita, it is mentioned, like Lord Chaitanya, he jumped into the sea, considered it Jamuna, and he was found in Chandrabhaga, and the fisherman caught him, and he was found in gong, 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 like that. You have heard that pastime. So then that fellow, that fisherman, he also started chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. And here all these Nityananda Prabhu and all the associates of Mahaprabhu, they are searching, where is Mahaprabhu? They came running on the seashore. It's almost 22 kilometers from Puri to Konark. So Chandrabhaga is near Konark. So then they found Mahaprabhu in that stage. Then they said, I found a big person who is chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Some sound he is making. So after seeing him, I cannot stop chanting. So then, do you know any exorcist? Any person who removes the ghost? Yes, we know that. So then they went and they chanted Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Then Mahaprabhu slowly got up. His hands are all long. Yeah. So this is an example of Tanu Monitam. Then Hunkara. Hunkara loudly shouting, like our Advaita Acharya. He shouted, Gauranga! So like that, that voice went all the way from cursing the universe to the Golok Vrindavan. Then Mahaprabhu immediately, somebody is calling me, I have to go. My devotee is calling me. So like that, there is many other examples. Like Lord Shiva also had the same. He also had the flute of Lord Krishna and he also shouted Rama, Rama, like that. Then all the demons, they practically died. Just by hearing the holy name from Lord Shiva's mouth, all the demons who were around, they died. And the devotees, they started dancing. So these are some of the examples of various ecstasies. Time is another 10 minutes, I'll try. Then Jimbhravam, very nice, sweet pastime. One time, Srimati Radharani, she was just sitting with her Sakhi. Suddenly Krishna appeared in front of Radharani. It's all by Rupa Goswami. I have no qualification. I am repeating what he said. So that much qualification I have. I can repeat the previous acharyas. So Srimati Radharani, when she saw Krishna's face, she started yawning. Jamai, yawning started. So all these Sakhis, they are watching. So they could see it is a Viparit. It is a opposite thing happening. Normally when the moon, Krishna's face is compared to the moon. When the moon rises, the lotus that closes and the lily that blossom. Here the Radharani's face is like a lotus and Krishna's face is like a moon. That's what the Sakhis are telling. What is this? How come you are opening your mouth is opening means the lotus is opening. That is what. So wrongly they are thinking like that. So it is then they understood, no, it is not because of the Krishna's face, it is out of prem, Krishna prem. So then, Swasa Bhuma, Swasa means heavy breathing, like this. These are the symptoms of bhava. We see, normally you don't see because these are seen in the Raganuga Bhaktas, but they conceal that in their heart. Externally they will be like ordinary sadhakas like us, but internally they will be cultivating all these activities, especially the Bhavichari bhavas, internally. But anubhavas may be seen also sometimes. They keep dancing. I see some devotees, they spontaneously they will dance for hours. So that is one time Lalita Sakhi. She was also near Krishna and Krishna's color is like the clouds. You see the rain clouds. So then she thought there is some rain. Then she developed that ecstasy and she started breathing heavily. So actually it is a picture of Krishna. It was not actually Krishna. It was in a paper, some painting was there, and with her breath, the paper, it was thrown away. Then she started crying. What she thought is, because of this blow, drizzling of and raining and the wind, these clouds got driven away. So there are many examples. And Lokan Apekshita. Lokan Apekshita means that here in Bhaturdev Mandir, that the Jagging Patnis, the wives of the Jagging Brahmanas, they neglected completely their husbands and they came to see Krishna and Krishna blessed them, you go back. They fed nicely to Krishna and when they went back, their husbands, they literally with paid obeisances at their feet, and you are so great. How can you just neglect us and you just go away? So this is another symptom of, it is called disregarding all others. So then Lalasrava. Lalasrava means saliva. The saliva is drooling. They call drooling of saliva. It is also one time, just like Narad Muni, he was chanting and saliva was flowing from his mouth. And just like this cobra, when cobra bites us, there are two types of snakes. One is vasculotoxic and neurotoxic. This is neurotoxic, that paralyzes all the muscles. And then that person initially there will be excruciating pain. Then later on, you have to put on a ventilator. Literally, I have seen many cases, the person becomes totally motionless. And all the respiratory muscles, everything stops over a period of time. So like that example is given. So one time Narad Muni, he was chanting and he suddenly become motionless. So that example is giving. And the same thing we see in Brihad Bhagavatamrita. Sanatana Goswami, he also describes how the spiritual master of Gop Kumar, he also sometimes while doing his bhajan, drooling was saliva will be there. Then Atahasya means very loudly laughing. Ha 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 ha. This like some of the demons, they laugh like this. But sometimes we see in Vrindavan, I have seen people, it's very difficult to know whether they're in that stage or one time one devotee came to temple and Prabhupada was here and he was doing all these symptoms. Prabhupada said, just kick on his face and then he will see. And then that fellow became so angry, he started fighting. Prabhupada said, you saw, these are all bogus. It's very difficult to get these symptoms. So yeah. So like that, there are so many others also, time is not there. And hiccup. One time Purnamasi Devi, she was observing Radharani was having hiccup. It's a very embarrassing condition. I am treating many cases and literally you have to give some sugar. If it doesn't work, you have to give some pills. Then finally it's very embarrassing. So when Lalita Sakhi, she observed Srimati Radharani, Rupa Goswami describes, she thought, oh, there is a problem with her health. So she ran and got some medicine. She was applying on the body of Srimati Radharani, so to stop that hiccup. But then Purnamasi pointed out, no, I know the medicine. Just bring Krishna, then automatically it will go away. So like that, there are many symptoms of bhava. So, and the today's verse also, we saw one word which is known as alaukika. Alaukika means it is not laukik. Laukik means ordinary. It is beyond, it is supernatural. So how to reach that stage? In the purport, the disciples of Prabhupada, they say, Mam cho abhyavicharena bhakti yogena sevada. So by abhyavicari bhakti, that is the only way. So unless one is reached the stage of Brahman, one cannot enter this stage. So Brahmabhuta Prasannatma Nasachidana Kankati Samaha Sarvesu Bhutesu. So these are the various symptoms mentioned in Bhagavad Gita. So only 5 minutes are left. I would like to say something about the Bahuda Dasami, as told by Dharmata Prabhu. So Bahuda Dasami, it is the, as we know, on the second day of Krishna Ashada Sukla Ditya. That is the day when Jagannath leaves the temple and goes to Gundicha temple. Sometimes the Ratha doesn't reach on the same day. It reaches the next day. You have experience. Some rain will be there, the Ratha starts late. So in those cases, it will stay till 9 days. Otherwise, 8 days is the standard and 2 plus 8 is 10. So today is Bahuda Dasami. Bahuda means return and so normally ISKCON devotees, we Gaudiya Vaishnavas, we don't like today's date. Why? Because we like to unite Krishna with Srimati Radharani. And today is the day when Jagannath has to come back to his Sri Mandir. So while coming back, so you have heard Mausima Mandir. While I was a child, I was born in Cuttack basically. So we used to go to see Ratha Yatras, but I didn't have that idea what is Mausima. Mausi means auntie. So Mausima Mandir is not Gundicha Mandir. We are thinking that is Mausima Mandir. No. Gundicha is Jagannath's mother. She is accepted as the mother of Jagannath. So Mausima Mandir, it is the temple where the Ashta Shaktis, there are 8 different forms of Durga and Ashta Sambhus, 8 Lord Shiva's different forms, and Ashta Siddhas means, Mahavir, Ashta Mahavir. So Hanumanji. So 8, 8, 8, 24. They are guarding the Dham, Puri Dham. No unqualified person can enter the Dham. So one of the Ashta Shaktis is Ardha Suni. Ardha means half, Suni means who sucks, who sips. So it is mentioned that when the Mahapralaya will come, the water from the Rohini Kund, it comes out and it inundates, that is the Karan Sagar water, the entire universe. But Jagannath Puri is immune, it doesn't get inundated. But that time, how it doesn't get inundated? So that time, that Ardha Suni, she drinks half of the Pralaya water. That's why her name is Ardha Suni or Adha Sosani. So that is the place of her, that is called Mausima Mandir. She is the auntie of Jagannath. And there, while there is a very nice local story the people used to tell. So one time the Mother Lakshmi, she went to a Chandaluni's house, Sriya Chandaluni, her house, and she started taking prasadam there. And then these two, especially Jagannath, he said, you are forbidden, you cannot enter the temple. Then once he was thrown out of the temple, everything was finished, there was no eating for Jagannath Baldev, so they left the temple and they started moving here, there, they are begging, they are still not getting anything. So that time Mother Subhadra, she used to go and stay in this Mausima Mandir. You got the point? So that is where the Ratha stops. So while coming back to the this Jagannath temple, the Ratha stops for some time and they offer a beautiful, very favorite item of Jagannath. It is called Podo Pitha. Pitha means cake. Podo means it is they burn it partially. We can make it in pressure cooker, we can make it in even gas stove. So it is very, very dear to Jagannath. And there are many dry fruits and other things. So they do that. And after that, they Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra, one after the other, Baladev, Subhadra and Jagannath, they go to the king's house, the Dibya Singh Dev 4. Now he is the Gajapati of Puri. So then they visit his house. Then finally there is the Singhadwar, where they stay for how many days? 3 days. So Mother Lakshmi is very angry. You heard in Hera Panchami, Jadapati Prabhu was very nicely elaborating how their Mother Lakshmi broke the one of the wheel of 16 wheels of Jagannath chariot, and she practically beaten very badly the servants of Jagannath. So when the servants of Jagannath, they bring the Ratha back, and the servants of Lakshmi Devi, they don't allow the Jagannath, the Baladev, Subhadra, they will allow. I will tell that. So 3 days are there. Tomorrow is also Sahana Ekadashi. So that is called Sunabesa. Suna means golden. So you will see Jagannath doesn't have any hand, doesn't have any foot. But you see, so beautiful they decorate. In fact, out of all the 13 days of Rath Yatra or 12 days of Rath Yatra, the most important day is tomorrow. That is called Sunabes. Thousands, lakhs of people will come. They will do the circumambulation of the chariots. And then you can see the beautiful lotus feet of Jagannath and the hand. He is very merciful. Whatever you ask, especially the Westerners, they don't get the opportunity to enter the temple. But Jagannath is very merciful on that day. So he gives whatever is their desire. He is Patit Pavan. Because of him, so all these Patit get delivered. So like that. So, and the next day, day after tomorrow, that is on Dwadasi, it is called Adhara Pana. Adhara means lips. Pana means it is a special liquid preparation made up of milk, ghee and sugar and this coconut, and different fruits. They are very tasty. We call it pana, but we call it juice or fruit juice or something. So in Odisha, they make a special item which is very favorite to Jagannath. So normally what happens, one may think, okay, these are those who are in human body, they will get the Jagannath Mahaprasadam or animal body. But there are souls who doesn't get a physical body. They are in ghost or preta joni. So how they will get delivered? In fact, once Jagannath comes out from Gundicha temple, all the pretas and bhutas, the ghosts and goblins, they crowd this Gundicha temple. The entire year nobody goes there, though it is Vrindavan, Sundarachal. So then what happens? This Adharapana, when Jagannath, he tastes this, touches the lip, it becomes Adharamrut. It is nectar. And that pandas, what they do is, they take part of it and they drink. Then with a big stone, they break it, or a stick. So all that earthen plot, big one, and the Ratha, in the front of the Rathas, 3 chariots are there, 3 big pots are there. So it breaks and it spreads everywhere. So it is said those who are ghostly body and preta jonis, once they accept it, they immediately get delivered from the preta joni and they get a superior human body or devotee's life family. So like that, and the third day, which is the most important, so tomorrow is Sunavesa, day after tomorrow Dwadasi, it is called Adharapana, and the last, that the 13th day, that is called Niladri Vijay. Niladri means that Nilagiri and Jagannath comes. Probably 2 minutes I am taking extra. So Niladri Vijay means that day. So you heard that Jagannath, he went to Sundarachal without taking his wife, Mother Lakshmi. So obviously Mother Lakshmi got angry, and there was a condition by the servants of Lord Jagannath. While she was beating the servants of, her assistants, servants of Mother Lakshmi. They were literally banging. So Jagannath has very fearful condition. Then Jagannath told, you tell them, oh, I am going to come back soon. But so many days passed, and 3 days they were kept outside. They are not allowed to go inside the temple. Finally the day came, where his time came, and Jagannath has to come inside. So Baladeva is Mother Lakshmi's elder mother, so she cannot say anything. She is afraid. So she allowed him, Jagannath, Baladev. And Subhadra is Nananji. Nananji also, they are very afraid. What can then they'll get the punishment. And then Sudarshan, of course, Sudarshan went. But last is Jagannath. Then Lakshmi ji, there is a called Chahani Mandap. You see in the Sri Mandir, in the upper, there are big like arches. So one of these called Chahani means looking. So Mother Lakshmi look at the chariot. Oh, I will not allow you today, whatever. So immediately they will close the door. The Pandu Vijay, Jagannath is coming. The moment he reaches the Singhadwar, they close these pandas, these servants of Lakshmi ji. Then they will say, then Jagannath is in awkward position. It's already, usually it goes very late. Last year I went, it was 1:30 or 2 o'clock, midnight. So Jagannath is very tired. Next day he has to get up for Mangalarti. So then he said, okay, as a loving wife, normally it happens in our family life also, when the wife is little annoyed. What the husband does? He gives some special gift. So Jagannath said, I gave some very nice rasgullas. So who doesn't like rasgullas? And he brought some very nice saris, costly saris, and thousands of rupees, There is a wooden sinduk. Sinduk means it's a box. So while Jagannath goes, he takes that, and it is full of beautiful saris for Lakshmi. So when Jagannath, the servant, they said, nice rasgullas we are going to serve. Please open the door. So then they cannot stop. Then literally they distribute rasgullas to each and every people, whoever are there. They give freely all these rasgullas. Then once Mother Lakshmi takes the rasgulla, she gets pacified, and the door opens, and Jagannath enters the Niladri. नीलाद्री विजय की जय, जगन्नाथ बाहुड़ा महामहोत्सव की जय, उपस्थित श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, समस्त भक्त वृंद की जय, निताय गौर सीतानाथ प्रेमानंदे, हरि हरि।
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.